Alright, so I have my seat shaved down already. So I'm gonna do another, I guess, a sitting, straddling of the bike test, just to see how it looks afterwards, after the seat's been, shaved down. So remember, you look at my shave down video, the spot where I shaved the most, which is probably right about here, it lost pretty close to an inch, and the rest of it is, is less. It tapers down to, to nothing. So again, I'm wearing my street shoes, just regular walking around shoes, so you guys can see the difference. So actually, take the kickstand off. So right now I'm pretty much at the lowest point, I think. Reaching down to the ground. Doesn't feel too bad. I actually before I was more tiptoed. Now I can actually get the balls of my feet on both sides on the ground. So that's pretty good. So if I one-leg it on one side, if I one-leg it, and basically my my butt cheek on this side is off the seat, but my butt cheek on my right side is still on the seat, and my feet feels like it's just about right. I'm actually at the heels, at the balls of the feet, at the instep. It feels fine. It doesn't feel like I'm reaching much. I can still feel a little bit of pressure on the back of my thigh. Let's do it from this side. So my foot is flat-footed on the right foot. So this side is, so I could reach at my heel, my instep, and obviously the balls of the feet. Anytime with balls of the feet, you could, you have to pay a reach. So you put it at your heel. That's where you have the least amount of reach. Like I actually still reach that, and then again I'm flat-footing on my other side, and my butt right now is one butt cheek is on the seat, and the one with the leg down is off the seat. So this feels fine. If I stay straddled, with my butt center on the seat and one leg in it, and you see that I have to basically be on the balls of my feet. So on the balls of my feet, I'm not just like slightly on the balls of my feet. I feel like I'm pretty solidly on the balls of my feet instead of tippy-toeing. Because before it feels like when I did this, when I stayed centered on the seat, I didn't feel like I felt like I was still reaching. I felt like I wasn't solidly on the balls of my feet. I felt more like I was on the actual toes itself instead of the balls of the feet. So now I'm actually on the balls of my feet, and I feel like I'm not reaching, so I feel okay there. So that feels good. Let's see what else. So you see my sitting position, and right now I'm still at the lowest point. If I was actually going to be riding, I would probably move my seat or my butt back a few inches, like so. So I'd be right there. So it's still a very comfortable position. You notice here, I'm not sure you guys can see it or not, but you notice here, my wrist is still below my elbow, so I like that. I don't like the ergonomics where my wrist is above my elbow, where it's like this. I don't like that. It just doesn't feel right. When my wrist is below my elbow, it feels a lot better for my arms. So yeah, so this feels a lot better. I don't feel like reaching at all, and that's the street shoes. So getting off is actually a little bit easier as well. So let me put on some riding boots, and we can compare that. Okay, so now I have my one of my riding boots on. This is my CD. I guess these are just like regular casual riding boots, for just regular casual riding, or even you riding a cruiser. This is fine right here. This would work. So let's get the kickstand off. So here it feels good too. So let me sit in the lowest section of the seat. So it feels good here. I like how I curve. I made a bigger radius along the edge of the top edge of the seat, so it doesn't dig in so much like before, like the stop foam was. So this feels fine. So my right foot is completely flat, and I have one butt cheek. That same butt cheek is off, so this butt cheek is still on. And my heel is perfectly fine. No, I don't feel reaching at all. I actually don't even feel pressure in the back of my leg anymore. Like with street shoes, I felt a little bit of pressure back here in the back of my thigh, but this one I don't actually feel any pressure there at all. Instep feels fine. Balls of the feet feels fine. So yeah, so this feels good. You know, obviously on this side, same thing. So it feels good. I don't feel like I have to reach. That's the main thing. Because before shaving the seat, I felt like I had to reach for the you know, if if one foot was solidly planted, my other feet, even at the peg, it felt like I was reaching. So now it doesn't. You know, both feet doesn't feel like it's reaching. So it feels good. So let's go in the middle. So I'm in the middle of the saddle, straddling it. So this feels fine on both feet. This one actually, compared to street shoes, this one's actually a little bit more tippy-toey because it doesn't bend as much at the ankles. Whereas with street shoes, you know, you don't have that restriction on your ankles, so you can actually bend your feet down a little bit more, so you can actually reach a little bit further. But it feels fine. It feels sturdy, stable. Put one foot up. If I stay centered, put one foot up, and the other foot flat down, it feels okay. It doesn't feel like I'm reaching. This is, you know, again, this I didn't shift my weight over, you know, on my, at least my butt. I didn't have to shift my weight over. So I like that, because you know, when you're riding, when you're fresh, it's easy to move your body around, but you know, if you doing like a long ride, at the end of the day, you're exhausted. And shifting, even though it's only a little bit of a shift of your weight over from, you know, from center to one butt cheek or the other butt cheek, it makes a difference, you know, especially when you're exhausted. So now I can completely relax and exhausted and keep myself centered. I can still go one down foot, down the other foot, and still feel perfectly fine. So this is good. Alright, so one more boot to go. Okay, so last boot. So this is my dirt bike boot, Fox Racing. Oh, jeez. My boot just got hung up on the rear wrap here. There we go. That's the thing that's why I rarely ever actually wear dirt bike boots, because they're so clumsy and you can barely move around in them. So I rarely ever wear this. The only time I wear these boots is when I actually go dirt biking. Even then, I don't like wearing them. So let's kick this up. So here, basically at my tippy toes. I can't flex my ankles very much. So this one I actually feel like I'm reaching. I'm reaching for the ground, like this. If I stay centered, I still feel like I'm reaching for the ground on my leg that's down, on my feet that's down. This one feels fine. I'm sitting at the lowest point of the seat, of the saddle. So right here like this, I still feel like I'm reaching for the ground. I'm actually not flat footed. If I flat foot, I feel like I'm reaching. I have to actually shift my weight. If I shift my weight over, where one butt cheek, so this butt cheek is off the seat, but the other butt cheek still on the seat, then it feels okay. Like I'm not reaching. But and that has to do with the stiffness of the boot, because you can't bend your ankles. Your ankles basically mostly stay at that 90 degrees, so you're kind of stuck there. So that's that. If I stay centered on the bike, I definitely feel like I have to reach, even one footed with these boots. So again, this is not necessarily a dirt bike. You can ride dirt roads and stuff, but if I actually were to ride this bike and travel with this bike, I would not wear these boots. I would wear some boots that's a little bit more flexible, so that way you can actually move around and could actually hike. I want to be able to wear boots where I can actually go hiking. If I stop somewhere, that's a nice little spot. Yeah, and I want to hike half a mile, whatever. I could do that. You can't hike with these boots. So that's that. Okay. So there it is. 3 different shoes. With the lower seats, the sheets shaved down, just to reach reach the ground, but also reach the foot pegs. So there you have it.